fast. Hello everyone, I'm Rudrani and welcome to Speak Easy. The actor who's on my show today has a flair for playing the brave men in uniforms. Not just the carry of the uniform very well, but he's extremely charismatic while doing it. I'm talking about the very talented Sidharth Malhotra. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Sachi kaha
So
maine.
much pyar.
So much pyar, but it's
Right
true.
from the beginning, yes. I
It's
can feel
true.
it, of course.
It's true.
Seen it.
Ayari.
Yes. Yeah, of course.
I
Sher
have
Shah.
Sher Shah and you massive love.
Correct.
Mission
Now this
Majnu.
Mission Majnu comes. And also, I mean, even the next one I'm playing in Indian Police Force, I'm wearing a
Indian
uniform.
Police Force, exactly, with Mr. Rohit Shetty.
Yes.
You are gravitating towards these characters. It's something that I've noticed now. Maybe now because I feel like post-pandemic you've really given this a thought. No, I tell me if I'm wrong, and I do see that change. Now, is this an assumption or am I correct?
Well, I think yes, there is an attraction towards real life characters who you can say are doing very heroic things, yet playing the hero, but you know that it's inspired from true stories. So I think that is something that I personally like, and now post Sher Shah just cemented that we can really go ahead and play such characters and entertain people at the same time, because earlier it was considered to be a little more less entertaining. But I think if you have the right mix of reality, as what we say, even in Mission Majnu, we're saying it's inspired by true events. So there is a lot of stuff added to make it palatable to everyone. I have a lot of respect for the armed forces, and I'm not shying away from this.
No, 100%. And I think you've always time and again mentioned that you like a lot of us, I think, truly look up to, they're the true heroes. We truly look up to the men who are protecting us day and night.
Absolutely.
I want to know, when something goes right and something is more successful, people want to use that again and again and again. And for actors, they're expecting you to do that. At a time when you were said, oh, he can do this cute romantic heroes, you went ahead and did something like a Kapoor and Sons, and you broke that. But now it's even more difficult, right? Today you're an even bigger star. So what is happening there, Siddharth? क्या आपको वैसे roles मिल रहे हैं, and how have you been trying to sort of navigate this and saying, I can't truly lose what I want to do here?
Yeah, I think it's always challenging for actors because no matter how much we try to navigate our profession, there are only, somebody has to write that script, somebody has to direct that film correctly. It's even though you meet on ideologies, sometimes mistakes happen on set or tonality. A lot of factors that go into it. But getting good content is very difficult, I feel, especially more so today. So even though you would want to go into a particular zone, to write something exceptional, I feel Sher Shah's success has a lot to do with the research that everyone put in. Our director, Vishnu Vardhan ji and Sandeep Srivastava, our writer, dived into it. I was involved in May earlier. There was so much material that we got from the family. So I think writing is the king first. I am trying to keep that right balance of things that I want to do and things that I feel I should do sometimes. As an actor, you people feel like, why don't you do that again? If you do that one thing again, then they say, why don't you do that? It's an endless process.
But khud ke liye, are you like post Sher Shah, what are the kind of roles that you've been getting? Because I feel like I have hit the nail here, right? Because I'm sure they expect कि यही करवाना है sit से. It's very difficult for an actor. Forget like the media and everywhere else. I feel like for you personally, has it been that the challenge?
No, I feel yes, for sure. There are stories that you want to be a part of. You want to portray something which is gratifying emotionally. There have been such stories and content that is coming up. Nothing that I'm currently shooting for. But I feel I don't look at it from that. Even this work is extremely gratifying because you're just, at least you're churning out content that is giving you that gratification in return. When you get that love in return, when you make people feel something for these real life characters or inspire them or entertain them, I find it equally gratifying. There is no issue as such at present to play these heroic characters, but they all have a different tonality still. Mission Majnu, I'm playing a spy who's pretending to be a darzi, pretending to be a plumber in 1970s Pakistan. Indian police forces, with Mr. Rohit Shetty is a more today's cop, who's born and brought up in Delhi. Yodha is it's a fictitious film completely. It's based on a hijack. So maybe elements of that heroism is there, but they're all distinctly different worlds, which I personally have always liked. So I'm happy. I'm happy with the zone that's coming out.
And I think it's great zone to be. You always told me that you're someone who's grown up on watching Mr. Bachchan.
Yes.
And for you, watching the audience clap and whistle for the theatres is a dream.
Yes.
Yes. I know that with Thank God you all tried that and you were very excited. All of you all, went out there and put yourselves ahead and all of that for the theatres. And right now also, it's a tricky time. Things are working, you put your best, but everybody wants the theatres to truly come back to its potential for Hindi films.
Yeah.
Tell me how you look at that situation for you, because I know you are emotional about that as well. But of course, OTT is a huge platform. Like a film like this would have been great both for OTT and theatres. Same with Shersha, 100%.
Yeah.
Difficult time.
I think yes, with time when we were growing up, technology wasn't so easily accessible to consume so much content. I think there's so much variety of content now you can consume. Short format, long format, movies, series, stand-up comedy, you can watch just podcast, and they're very long. They're almost as long as movies now. An hour and a half, 2 hours of content. So I think maybe what people were only expecting out of movies, which is a 2 hours, 2.5 hours of entertainment, it has competition because it doesn't need to be a film today. It can be somebody's show. It could be somebody's stand-up. So the dynamics and the flavor has changed over the years. I remember even in the mid-90s, when cassettes aaye the, so it was such a big deal that people were doing piracy. And people were at theatres, nobody's going to go to the theatres. So I think Bollywood survived that. Let's say a film like Hum Aapke Hain Kaun came up and said ki, we will, I think they stopped that level of piracy by just releasing it for a longer period. They really curbed it and they brought people back, to theatres, and it was a massive hit. And from there onwards, trend changed.
Yeah.
So I think Bollywood has gone through it. Indian film industry has gone through it even before.
Yeah.
And this is a global phenomenon. I think it's globally, we are just getting lazy to consume things at home. But there are obviously films and stories that warrant the big screen. I think in our country, everyone, I grew up in that environment, the dark room atmosphere of just seeing that one massive screen and collectively watching and feeling things will not go. But yes, I think we're living in a hybrid world where we can sometimes bring content to them. Mission Majnu is something that I'm bringing to people's homes. Because I feel it's equally entertaining and it's just the need of the hour at that time to be possibly, if there is, everyone's hungry to get more eyeballs, and there is a possibility for sure with Netflix coming on board that we'll get so many more eyeballs.
100%.
And not that I'm saying movies or theatres are going anywhere.
Of course,
Yeah.
which
So-
they never can, right?
Correct, never. I think that'll
Never.
always remain.
Always, that's not possible. But on that note, I mentioned Mr. Bachchan.
Yes.
I know that थोड़े बहुत ऐसे कपड़ों की styling and all that from
Yes.
1970s. Of course, you
Yes.
mentioned that it's been from Mr.
Yes.
Bachchan. I want to know if you've sent it to him or because I know that you have a little bit of a bond there as well.
Yes.
And for everybody who doesn't know, Sid, by the way, does a very good, I wouldn't call it mimicry, but can pay like a little homage with Mr. Bachchan's dialogues. He's done it so many times. Sid, he must prove that. Excuse me, you know it. You've done it.
No, I think my last interaction with him was in a recent event. We were there both for a news channel. And he was just so inspiring again to be constantly enthusiastic about that show. And he was there for 8 hours. I only came for like 45 minutes in that show. And it was close to his birthday. So the last incident that we met is that I had finished my work and he was taking a break and I waited for him to finally come back on set and
I remember he
hounded
signed
him.
for you.
Yes, hounded him and sir, Hare, हाँ, क्या? So then I said, sir, I know it's your birthday, but I'm being selfish and I need a gift.
Yeah.
And could you please sign this with your thing? Arey, what are you making me sign? He was at this age also, he sometimes maybe got, little embarrassed or some sense, and I found it so warm and very endearing. And then he's been a true inspiration for so many generations. Yeah. and somewhere subconsciously I feel whatever you consume, becomes a part of you.
Yeah.
And in Mission Majnu, I felt like when I'm wearing those collars and bell bottoms, I said, oh, yeah, okay, this is 70s.
Bachchan
All the movies that I've seen of Mr. Bachchan.
Kawa paisa nahi uthata.
Matlab, iconic dialogues. Yeah, he's had some amazing lines. He's inspired so many people.
Yeah.
Even the reruns that happened, told you that how much people love that genre of cinema.
Absolutely.
Of the hero, Hindi film hero coming back. And I think I've always believed in the Hindi film hero being there. So it's a great sign for us. I think maybe things are seeming a little confusing right now, but I think there's a great and bright future ahead.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yes.
Siddharth and I have celebrated Valentine's Day together on screen. We've shot. I think one or two that we've done.
Yes, yes.
And there I asked him all possible questions about how he feels about love. But when the word Majnu came in, I do feel in your way you're the most romantic person I also know. And which I think is sweet. It is true.
Yeah,
I think you should admit it to the world. They should know.
I think see, Majnu is associated with
Passion also.
passion. So correct. So I think it's if somebody is passionate about one aspect of their life, it's bound to be, it trickles into every other aspect. I feel I'm pretty intense and passionate in every aspect of my life, whether it's working, whether it's friendship, whether it's personal life. So yeah.
I like how the smile is intact, and of course in the song launch we could see that the enthusiasm. How was the song launch interaction with the Paps?
Oh.
It was, you as usual, I think battled questions very well, but I must say ki, I think Kiara astounding when they said Majnu kaun hai and all that was, you gave such a nice answer, you said dekhte hai and all of that.
They gave us so much love. I think it's always great that people give love to, it was our first time working on True Life, Real Life Hero. Hero and heroine, actually even Dimples is somebody who's lived that life in reality. Yeah. So it's great. Yeah, I think it's the love that pours in, and people like our pairing on screen, which makes it even more important whenever we do come back on screen together. It's with a good script and content.
क्या ये confirm हो रहा है कि Sid and Kiara are getting married and all of that? Because there's so much discussions about Mumbai, Chandigarh, Delhi में शादी हो रही है. तो क्या हो रहा है?
Wow, Chandigarh, Delhi, नहीं. That. The only thing I can say is कि इस साल शादी नहीं हो रही है.
चलो, इस साल शादी नहीं हो रही है तो थोड़ा सब्र करना पड़ेगा. And Sid and Kiara, I'm fond of the two of them. I've always said. So I'm very very happy for you.
Thank you.
And सब्र का फल मीठा होता है fans के लिए, है ना?
देखते हैं.
Okay, we'll stick to that. The last complete segment is, okay, are you ready? Some fun questions. So Sid, the fun round begins. Are you ready?
Ji, yes.
Okay. Which actor from the industry would you dedicate Rabba Janda and why?
Tenu kitna, it's talking about love and admiring
love.
someone, eternal love. I think there's so many. From my point of view, it lends itself to. I like Shah Rukh and Kajol's jodi, so I connected to that. I grew up on their pair.
So you dedicate actors
their pairing,
to their pair.
Yeah.
The eternal pairing.
Eternal pairing, yes.
How lovely.
LJ and K3G and kuch.
Okay, if you were a spy on a covert mission, what would you find these actors guilty of, or what would you find at their house? Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay, Rashmika Mandana.
K-drama things clicks everywhere. She's a big K-drama fan.
So basically Netflix चल रहा होगा TV में कुछ तो K-drama
all K-drama thing, and she'll be finding new ways of making hearts.
Okay, yeah, that is true. Rashmika, for you. Kiara Advani.
Kiara Advani, what would I see at her house? She what would I see at her house? Actually, that's she wants to get into shape. She's getting into shape for some role bit, so maybe now gym equipment.
You can also say what these actors can be found guilty of.
Oh, found guilty of also. Okay.
So anything.
She's found guilty of not working out.
Poor Kiara. Varun Dhawan.
Varun's would definitely be working out.
That is
and found guilty of spending too much time on social media. I think he's our marketing head of Indian films.
Someone will be putting on all the videos from your marriage if you get. Okay, Alia Bhatt.
Alia, Alia of course has had a very very special new entry to her family, and she's been found guilty of ditching us on the 10th year celebration of SOT by dinner.
Congratulations, we've done the 10 years too.
Yes,
10 years of Sidharth Malhotra.
Yes.
Yeah. Akshay Kumar, we're done with the segment.
Akshay Baji. Yeah, he's a I have so much love for him, and I think he's been found guilty of just being so inspiring out there, great support for me personally, and inspiration for people out there, and beating us still in the number of films that he's doing and the fitness freak that he is. So yeah, hats off to him.
Katrina Kaif?
Katrina Kaif, what would I find in her house? Katrina Kaif, we would, again, I think Kat is a certified like nutritionist, doctor in this. I think she'll have the right kind of food at her house, and she's been found guilty of what was she found guilty of actually? Katrina Kaif. I don't know. I don't know. She's too correct. I think Kat is all there.
Guilty of being too correct all the
Maybe
time.
too correct. Yes, maybe guilty of being too correct.
If Mission Majnu gets remade in Tamil, Telugu and Malayalam industry, which actors would you hope that play your character and why?
Oh wow.
Kyun nahi yaar? Because
I've not thought of it like that. I feel maybe in Telugu, I followed maybe Ram Charan and Allu Arjun. I think I've seen a lot of their work, and they would, I think, ace at playing a spy.
So Ram Charan and Allu Arjun then.
Yeah.
Well, I hope they take the legacy forward.
That'd be great. I mean, if this film gets so much love.
And while I'm ending it, I obviously want to tell you that while there have been a lot of social media comparisons of this with Ek Tha Tiger, right? They're like,
oh, this?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I think...
But it's an original story.
Correct. True. See, Mission Majnu is more inspired by true events. This is actually quite opposite to Ek Tha Tiger. I'm not going out guns blazing. I'm pretending to be a darzi. I'm pretending to be a plumber. I'm pretending to buy something else at a shop. Yeah. More real world inspired. So it's a different tonality.
All right. On that note, thank you so much, Siddharth.
Thank you.
Would you call this your biggest Majnu moment till now?
My biggest Majnu moment? This show?
Not this show.
Yes, I'm Majnu over your outfit. That's the biggest Majnu moment. This velvet that you're pulling off. You're really pulling off.
Thank you. I'm taking.
I like the matching eye makeup.
I've taken
and it's
inspiration from you.
Looking lovely.
Dressed
to make
my A game for you.
Your Majnu.
Ho gaya. No, but tell me,
I am right from the beginning. You've seen.
I am his Majnu.
Right from the beginning, yes. Yes. This. ये सब
Rashmika ने
सिखाया.
But thank you. So I'm assuming doing the film is kind of putting yourself as the biggest Majnu moment there.
Hopefully, I think now if people become Majnu after watching this film, that's true validation.
That's true validation. But thank you so much, Sid.
Thank you.
I'm so proud of the path that you're choosing, and I think giving sort of choosing the roles that honor, like I said, a brave man in uniform, I think is an honorable task. So thank you once again.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you.
As you've learned.
Yes.
Thank you.